Hey everybody, this is James with Catarrhal Hunter, and we're back with $1,000 worth of toonies to hunt, and we're hoping to find any color, any rarities, any varieties, and of course we're not hoping to find a whole bunch of counterfeits like we did in our last box. Let's see what we get. So you'll remember in our last box of toonies, we got 5 of these counterfeit toonies. This is the one that has the 1996 on the obverse, and some of the devices are a little off. The lettering isn't quite right. The maple leaf is wonky. The queen isn't correct. And of course, these are the so-called camel toe toonies, and you can see the foot on this, or the paw on this bear, is a little off. So I went back to the bank and I asked for more toonies, and I got more toonies, and we're going to see if we've got any more of those, or if we can find some goodies. Maybe we'll find the colorized 2021 insulin toonie. We haven't got that yet. Let's get in these rolls and see. So I'm going through this first roll, and what I've noticed is that everything so far has been a 2001 until I get to here, and they all appear to be 2000s. And these rolls are numbered. So the first 4 rolls in this box I got at one bank, these ones here, and they're all the same. So it appears as though somebody's been through these 4 rolls for sure. We'll find out about these ones here. At the very least, though, with these 2000s, we can check to see if we have any of the varieties. I'll put this under the scope, and you'll remember last time we found the 2000 pedestal 0 variety. And I flipped it over because the other errors we can find on here is the pedestal D, where there's a spot under the D, and the S of dollars on the obverse. There were some die chips and that you could find on here. So not here, but we'll be able to look through the rest of them. Just finishing up roll 4, and we found a few variations in this. I believe this roll was still looked at by somebody, but we've got a couple of the 2017 dance coins. This depicts the Northern Lights. There is a glow-in-the-dark version of this coin that we'd love to find in any of these other rolls for sure. But I'll check this one here on the left, I think, against my album and see if that upgrades. We've got an Armistice from 2016. And we've got a stack of Vimmies. This one's the nicest one. Some of them are pretty circulated. And then we've got another Remembrance Day coin from 2018. So again, I'll just check all of these against my album and see if any of them upgrade. This one might very well, not sure. But I'm hoping that this is a stack of unsearched coins that we can find some real gems in. Roll number 5, and things are looking up already because we found a 2020 Bill Reed, the non-color version, in really fantastic condition. Look at that. That one is a great one. That's a keeper for the collection for sure. We'll add that to the board as our first really good find. I have all these other ones up here. We're going to check against the album, but this is a good start right here. We're still in roll number 5, and we found something here. This isn't in great shape necessarily, but this is a 2010, and there were 2 varieties of this. One with 14 serrations and one with 16 serrations. And what we found here is the less common 14 serration variety. I'm going to set this aside. If we can find another 2010 that has 16, which we probably can find in here, I'll show you them side by side to compare. That's the easiest way to see, rather than trying to count tiny little serrations. Well, what I've got here for comparison is a 2012, which is at the top with the edge lettering, and that 2010. And they both have 14 serrations here. You can see they line up there on the edge. So we have, in fact, got a 2010 with the 14 serrations. And that's great because I don't think I've actually even got one of those in my collection yet. So maybe there'll be another one, maybe in better shape. We'll see. Same roll, and we just found a beautiful 2007, and I think this is probably going to upgrade what I've got in my collection for sure. So we're going to set that aside. That's a great find in terrific condition. Still in roll number 6, and we found a 2008 commemorative, the 400th anniversary of the city of Quebec. It's in pretty good condition. I know we found one last time. I don't think it was this nice, so this might be an upgrade or 2 for my own album. Roll number 7, and this is really exciting. We got a 2012, and when I flip it over, you can see that it doesn't have the security markings. This is what we call the old generation. So anything before 2012 didn't have the maple leaves and this other security feature built in. This is minted at just over 1.5 million. By contrast, the version that, and it's got a little bit of the Ring of Death on it, unfortunately, but the 2012, the newer one, the new generation with the security features, is minted at over 80 million. So this is a much more rare coin, and one that I didn't already have, which is phenomenal. Same roll, and we found another really nice one here. This one is a 2002 in great shape. And you'll see beside it, we're finding a bunch of 2021s in here. So far, only the one with the polar bear. We haven't found any of the insulin ones yet, but this is another great one. Definitely an upgrader for me. Well, no sooner did I say we hadn't found any of the insulin ones, but this looks like it might be, it was just behind that other one. And no, it's actually a 2020 Bill Reed, again, the non-color in phenomenal condition. So we didn't have to wait too long. We're in roll number 8 now, and the end coin is that low mintage 2021 insulin. The non-color version, remember, only has 1 million minted. The color version, which I haven't found yet, is minted at 2 million. But that is a great find, one for the board, and we'll keep on hunting. Same roll, and I just flipped it over, and we got ourselves our third 2020 Bill Reed. Well, this isn't great. So we found a quarter in here, so I'll have to count it up, but we might very well be short $1.75 here. Let's see what it is. It's just a 2009. What a bummer. I just flipped over roll number 9 to look at the ender, and look what we got here. We can see that we have a counterfeit toonie in here, so they're still out there. It wasn't a fluke the last time. Anyway, we'll take a look and see which one this is, trying to imitate. All right, well, we got it laid down, and we can see really clearly the so-called camel toe. Just doesn't quite look right, and we flip it over, and again, it's the one that is appearing to be the 1996, the one I showed earlier, where you can see the maple leaf at the top is just not configured properly, and the queen looks a little off, but all in all, these are pretty good fakes. But, well, we'll add it to the board. It's an interesting find, not a great find, because we're down $2 for sure. Oh, and I counted these toonies, and we were actually up $2, even with that quarter, so we were up 2.25. So anyway, we're now just up 25 cents. Same roll, and we found another commemorative. This is what is called the Churchill toonie. It was there was a contest to name the bear on this toonie. This is commemorating the 10th anniversary of the $2 coin. So you can see 1996 to 2006 on there. So that's another variation you can find. It is a lower mintage for sure. It is minted at just 5 million. So it's quite a bit lower than most of the other toonies of this era. Roll number 12, and we got another one. It's another fake toonie, counterfeit toonie. And clearly you can see the design element with that paw on the front is not right, but that's our second one. Both of them are this 1996. Roll number 13, and we got another 2010, and we can compare it against the 2010 that we got earlier. And if I put them together, and we try to line up the serrations, if we can get this to focus, you can see that the one on the left has 2 more serrations than the one on the right. So that's the 16 versus the 14. Same roll, we got another fake one here. It is a 2004, and so it looks like it's got some rust or a little bit beat up. But interestingly, it was right next to another 2004 in the roll, a real one, and you can see just how hard it would be to tell the difference between these two. But you can see the portrait of the queen looks a little bit different. It's similar, but you can see some differences in the hair and just in the profile of the face. And of course, if we flip these over and look at our polar bears, the one on the left there, that toe doesn't look quite the same as this paw over here. So if I'm having a hard time focusing, there we go. But again, it's so hard to see, but I wonder if this is starting to rust because of the kind of material it is. Might not stand the test of time, but that's a 2004 version. That's one I hadn't seen yet before, so they're out there. Roll number 15, and we've got another counterfeit, and we're on pace to match our total from last time. This is the 2005 one. Very definitely not the real deal. So I'll put it up on the board there. We got 5 more rolls. I'm really hoping we don't get too many more. I think we've seen enough of them. But they're definitely out there, and we got 5 last time. It looks like we could match that or maybe even exceed it again this time. So I'm getting tons of 1996 Toonies, real ones actually, which is what we would expect. Over 315 million of them were minted in the first year for the Toonie. But of course, I'm putting them all under the scope and checking to see if we've got any of the interesting varieties. The one that has a, looks like a cigar. There's another one that makes it look like he's got a horn. And there's one where there's no design between the legs. They call it the no ice. And I haven't found any of those yet, but I'll keep looking. You can see there's a little bit of damage by the bear's mouth, but I don't think that's the cigar variety. It's definitely a die chip that's more prominent than that. But there's lots of varieties on the the 1996 that you can find. The other one was a foreign planchet. A German planchet was used, and it would be really hard to tell. And this outer rim here has a bit of a different look to it, but when they're this circulated, you really can't tell. You'd have to see it in almost a mint state to know. Still in roll 16, and we have tied our record for 5 counterfeit. Here's a 2004, and this one actually has the Ring of Death, which tells me that it's been circulating for a while. It wasn't at the end of this roll, so it's made its way through folks' hands and into some cash registers and back to me. So this is where it'll stop its journey, of course. But yeah, and we still have 4 more rolls to go and then some. So we'll see. Same roll, we found another 2017 Dance featuring the Northern Lights. This one's got a really nice mirror finish on it. And I wonder if this might have come out of a set, perhaps. These were in sets along with the glow-in-the-dark version, but it just seems to have a really nice finish. We're in roll number 18, and so far we haven't found any color, but I'm bringing you back in because we found another low mintage 2021 Insulin, again, the non-color version. And so that's another good one for the board, but I'm hoping we can find something a little colorful in the last couple rolls. I just pulled out roll 20, our last roll, and I can see we're going to have a foreign. There's a different edge here. It's not quite as big as the rest, you can see. So I'll put this down. And we'll try to see what we got here. And I'll let this focus. Dominican Republic 2017. 10 pesos. Interesting. I've never seen one of these before. Very similar, of course, to the Toonie. Even the serrated edges. Be really easy for someone to just not look closely and think this is a Toonie. But that's a foreign for the board in our Toonie hunt, which is awesome. Last roll, right towards the end here. We just got a few more to look at, but we got one more 2020 Bill Reed. That is our 4th of the hunt. Okay, we have come to the end of that $1,000 Toonie hunt. And I'll give you a little bit of a wrap up here. We found lots of interesting things. Well, we lost some interesting things and some illegal things. We found 5 more counterfeit Toonies, a couple 96s, a couple 2004s, and a 2005. We did find a foreign coin, this 2017 10 pesos from the Dominican Republic, very similar to the Toonie, just a little bit smaller. We found 2 of the low mintage, only 1 million minted, of the 2021 Insulin. We got 4 of the Bill Reed, none of the color. We didn't find anything in color this time. We got 4 of these 2017 Dance with the Northern Lights on it. I'll just check and see if one of those might upgrade what I've got in my album. We found another variety. It's the 2006 Churchill Polar Bear. And a couple of nice ones, a 2007 and a 2002 that I'm going to check to see if they'll upgrade in my album. The 2 stars of the show today, though, we got this 2012 old design with no security features. That's really low mintage. It's only about 1.5 million. And we found the hard to come by 2010 with just 14 serrations. The most common ones have 16. So got a few others I'm going to check against the album as well. Things that we found here. Nothing terribly valuable necessarily, but my Toonie album isn't in great condition. So I really hope you enjoyed this Toonie hunt. If you liked it, please give it a like. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Hit that notification bell to see when I've got new content coming out. I have videos coming out all the time. I really thank you so much for watching this video, joining me today. Hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching.